Welcome back to NC Bass, and today I'm on a local pond, the one I put my john boat in. I do have a trolling motor now, guys, so I can hopefully get back to the lake. I'm having issues with getting it locked down in place, but it's just because it's been sitting so long. I think I got the spring stretched out. Should be able to get back on the lake next week. Hopefully get to do the Tuesday tournament. And the lake's been tough anyway, so I'm not in a rush to get back out there. But today I'm on the pond. I know nobody cares about pond fishing videos. I want to thank everybody that watches all of my videos, especially even these pond videos that nobody really cares about. If I can catch a giant at, that's why I come to these ponds. There's some big fish in here, and this pond's never clean and clear water. We haven't had a rain in a few weeks, and the water is crystal clear. I can see the grass. It's like 4 foot of visibility. These fish should be biting. I've seen like 2 11-inch bass when I put the boat in already. The water is actually clear. I might even be able to sight fish some of these fish. They're cruising. I'm going for big fish today. The goal of the day is to catch 5 keepers. I fished at a pond yesterday, right before dark, caught a few, so they're biting. The little guys were killing. Hopefully the big fish are biting. The big fish are probably deep since we ain't had rain in a while, but I'm hoping catch some on a first, that's a stealth swimmer. Hopefully a big swim bait would be cool to catch some on, but I'm probably going to have to drag something deep, or maybe just throw a fluke around these grass flats. But the grass is growing up everywhere. I'm about to take off the buzz bait and put a frog on right now. The frog might actually work with this clean water. The goal for today is catch 5 keepers in 3 hours before it gets really hot. And I usually can do about 3 laps. I usually just go a lap around the pond. So 3 laps would probably be 3 hours. Hopefully I can catch 5 keepers is the goal for today. I haven't fished here in a few weeks, so maybe the fish are biting. Let's see how it goes. There he was. That's what bit my spook. A giant. He's not a keeper. There's one. I knew he'd be tiny because it's 6 inches deep up there. I mean, I'm struggling here, guys. I can't, and I lost him. Oh, eat it. That was a big weight. There we go. Oh man, nice one. Finally. I seen a big weight come to my bait. Got a little hook here. That's what I hate about the john boat. Spins, 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 giving the fish slack. That's close to 3. Yeah, finally. I was thinking about making a move, guys. Had to pull out the baton to catch them. I still have a bunch of these actually. It's gonna get off. Nice one. Barely hooked. That owner hook, I use this for a drop shot hook, but I got it for a Wacky rig hook today because these fish are shallow. He's bleeding a little bit actually. I don't want him to die. That fish is probably 2 3/4. Get a weight on it. 2.77. Man, I was right dead on the money on that fish. Well guys, that's a good one. Finally, something to start out the day. I mean, the morning has been slow. The sun's coming out now. Finally got a almost 3-pounder. He's skinny, but he bit the baton. Wacky rigged. I'm having the fish slow. The grass has covered this pond. 1/3 of the pond is completely unfishable. The grass is all the way to the surface of the water. There's a bunch of minnows back there, but I don't see any big fish, and it's too thick for the fish to swim through. That's a good fish right there. Finally, something. Get him back in the water. He fought for a long time. There's one keeper in an hour and a half, so I got a lot to do, but he was surprisingly up shallow. There's some decent fish still in here left, but I hope there's some giants. I'm sure they're out deep because the water's low, but let's see if we can catch some more. God, he hooked himself. Well, sun comes out and the fish start biting. The baton. There's a 1-pounder. He's probably not 14 inches though. Let's say I can get 214. There's one of them. It's gonna be tough to catch three more anyways. Okay. I couldn't tell if that was even a fish. He ate it and swam at me. Telling you guys, if you don't throw a wacky rig in a pond, you're crazy. Well guys, that guy bit it and come right at me, but I felt that little tick because I'm using braid. If you're throwing a wacky rig, you got to throw braid to a fluoro leader. I'm throwing the wacky rig baton. In ponds, guys, if you're not throwing a wacky rig, it's crazy. These fish are usually suspended, especially if it's wide open water. Ponds have mucky bottoms, not hard bottoms. Almost every pond I know, it has mushy bottoms, and the fish do not want to sit on that mushy. They'll breathe it in when they're trying to breathe, so they like to sit suspended. And ponds are shallow anyway, so this thing falls real slow. If fish are shallow, I love throwing a wacky rig. They can't stand it. These fish are not wanting to eat anything. I cannot get a bite on top waters, any moving baits. Pull out the wacky rig baton and start getting bit. I like to throw it on a medium rod, fast speed spinning reel. It's a 6-2-1, so you can catch up with these fish, especially when they come straight at you. But the braid, you can get a decent hook set, but a small hook, you don't have to really set into it. You kind of just lean into them. Fluoro leader, so they can, especially in this clear water, so they won't see your line, but you got to have that braid to feel it. If you guys aren't throwing wacky rigs in a pond, you need to do it. Last night I did a 1 hour challenge. I'm not gonna make a video out, I only caught a few fish, but here's why I caught it at the other pond. Check this out. Got him that time. God, same fish that bit it. Drag slip, that ain't good. On the fuzzy beaver. Little rot baits. Man, these little guys are munching everywhere. One cast is flipping. Good. I would have swore that was a huge fish. The way he hit it. That's probably the same size of the fish I just missed. These little guys are everywhere. I had no idea this pond was full of tiny ones. I guess last spring was a good year for spawn for these fish. I mean, this is like just Dink City right now. Water temp's so high and rising, their metabolism's high, they gotta eat. Big guys are probably deep, not anywhere near the shallows like these little guys. The camera going on that one, this fish demolished it, and I missed it. I wanted to hit top water, an okay size one, and the hook fell right out. Decent one. I got mono leader, but these fish are hitting not that far out. I've been having to, I think I'm pulling it out of their mouth. I just let that one pull into it. Just set the hook like it's a crankbait, just lean into it. That's a 2-pounder, or close to it. Gosh. I gotta pay attention. That fish digested it by the time I hooked him. Well, he didn't get hooked very far, but he took off with it. And he's a baby. There we go. Get out from that. That's a good one. No, he ain't. God, when they're on a tree, they feel big. Man, I threw the wacky rig in there so many times and didn't get bit. Threw the brush hog and got one. Man, I thought he was like 4 when he was on that tree limb. The brush hog. Finally. Guys, I had to finish the day here. Gave up on the other pond. Came to this pond. It's been tough. Been all the way around it. Usually you can always catch one in the very back where the creek comes in, but nothing. I thought they'd be on the dam, but they weren't. Come over here. They're on this a little bit deeper side. It's a little bit steeper over here. And there's laydowns over here. So it's usually when the sun's out, this is a good side, but the sun's not out. It's real hazy. It's like 11 o'clock. I'm still trying to catch my 5 keepers. There's a keeper. He's barely a keeper, but we'll take him. You can tell he's been caught probably by me a few times. But he bit the brush hog. I threw the wacky rig in there a few times. Missed one on the frog. The sun's actually starting to try to come out. It's just real hazy right now. And they'll probably really pull off on the shady side, but they're still in this cover over here. Got one finally. Well guys, could not complete the 5 keeper challenge. Even went to 2 ponds, kind of cheated, still couldn't make it happen. They just weren't biting here today. I think we've been fishing here too much. I have, and a bunch of people I know have been fishing this pond a lot. Probably need to give it a rest. But this pond's been producing in an hour. I caught a few last night, better than I did today. But today they weren't biting for some reason. Probably too much pressure on them. But the other pond I've been letting rest for a long time, still couldn't get them. It's tough right now everywhere, even at the ponds. But the ponds are better than the lakes. Hopefully I can get on the lake next week and figure out a pattern, because I need to get out there. The Big Bass Bash is October 20th. I plan on fishing that. I got to start figuring them out. But by then they'll probably be moving up shallow and I can catch them. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.